Hey everyone, Valanchi here, and I am just feeling a sense of something that I can't describe at the moment. It hasn't quite hit me yet, but yeah, you're probably wondering why I'm in front of the camera talking to you right now. First of all, I just want to be able to say thank you for coming to my channel. It's been a while since I posted on it. I think the last time I posted was September of this year. Not too long ago, but long enough that I haven't done anything regular on it. But I will soon, and I'll get to that. Um, Second of all, I want to make this video because today is December 18th, 2020. It's a momentous day for me. As some of you know, I live in San Luis Obispo, California, which is on the central coast of California. It's been said that San Luis Obispo is one of two Mediterranean type locations in the world. And it's still, after the years that I've been here, kind of a best kept secret. I mentioned San Luis Obispo because this is my adopted home, and I have now spent half my life here in San Luis Obispo. It's a very scenic place. It is known as a college town. Cal Poly San Luis Obispo is the university. There's also like a couple of community colleges, including Cuesta College, which is also in San Luis Obispo. But my journey to San Luis Obispo started 28 years ago, at least 28 years ago. That 28 years this past August. So I ended up moving here to San Luis Obispo from Southern California, and up until I did visit it here with a community college group exploring some universities as prospects. I have never been that far north. I haven't been that far north to anywhere really, except for Southern California, of course. So here I was with a small group of students and our counselors. We were in a van and we were checking out 3 universities that included UC Santa Barbara, and the other one kind of escapes me right now. I can't remember. But Cal Poly was our main destination. And as we had passed Santa Barbara and as we were going northward, I have looked outside of the van and had never seen such lush greens in my life. It almost looked like something out of one of those movies you see of places like Ireland or Scotland. You know, one of those scenic places that's just so beautiful. And yeah, that's what I was looking at. I was kind of marveling at that. And then got to San Luis Obispo. And this at that time was 1991. I got to San Luis Obispo, and what they tend to do is they hook you up with a student and you do stuff around town, and then you hang out with other Cal Poly students. And at that point, that was hook, line, and sinker. I have also, at the time, I had applied to UCLA and USC, and I'm pretty sure that I would have gotten in either of those schools. But once I saw Cal Poly, I went home and I'm like, okay, I need to apply for it. The only problem was that the application period had ended months ago, because at that time we were going up to visiting the universities. It was spring of 1991. So at that point, I had to wait another year or at least 6 months before I could reapply. And I did reapply, and or rather, I did apply for Cal Poly, and I ended up getting accepted. And there are a few other things too, but I'm not going to go into it. Maybe another time. But they were good things. But the point is that I ended up coming to San Luis Obispo, and in August of 1992, things started. I have been part of a 1 month program called the Summer Institute, and those, how do I put it? Not so much those, but that was the time when some of the dearest people I ever met throughout my Cal Poly experience was there. We spent time for a month. I was part of 20 transfer students, and there was like I want to say maybe 60 or 70 freshmen, but we were mostly hanging around with the transfer students. It was a tight knit bunch. It was a lot of fun. All right, so 1992. That's when I ended up getting accepted through Cal Poly, and I stayed there for 7 years until I graduated. Again, it's another story, another time. So I went through there, and then spring of 1999 is when I finally got my degree. And then for, I want to say, yeah, it probably had to be now. Well, this is what happened. After I got my degree that spring, in the summer, I was working for another quarter on campus, because after that quarter, I would have to look for work elsewhere because I graduated at that point, and I wanted to stay in San Luis Obispo. And so I ended up working for an ISP called The Grid. And it was a local ISP in San Luis Obispo. It's not a bad place to work. I worked in technical support, and there were cool people there. It was a little bit of a strange time working there, though, because during the time I was there, I want to say about 8-9 months. It was The Grid, and then it was brought up by a regional ISP called One Main, and then One Main was swallowed up by Earthlink. I can't believe I remember that. But yeah, that's in that short amount of time, it was swallowed up, and part-timers were laid off. There was a little bit of upheaval. We were wondering why we had empty cubicles. But anyway, so at that point, I applied for Cal Poly, and I also applied for some jobs in the Bay Area. And it was either I get hired by Cal Poly or I move up to the Bay Area. And fortunately, I ended up getting 2 interviews at Cal Poly for a position. And I think I had applied for one other position. I don't remember, but I remember this position. I've had an interview with a group of people in the College of Liberal Arts, and then follow up by a second interview with the dean at the time. And then I ended up getting hired and started in July of 2000. And yeah, for about 15 years, I've worked for the College of Liberal Arts and with the tech group there. And at the same time, I was also still a DJ over at KCPR. I started that in 1997, fall of 1997, training there, and then I ended up um, uh, being a DJ for years and years and years, and for years and years. I'm probably maybe like the second or third longest DJ ever at the KCPR. But I'm going off the tangent a bit. But the point is that um, I believe partly that that time at KCPR and working with liberal arts kind of got me into another area, which was the journalism department. And there was a supervisor that got hired around 2009, 2010, I think. Um, and in 2011, I was assigned to check out the journalism department to see whether or not they needed a second tech, because the other tech, who wasn't quite a computer tech, was struggling with the other tech duties he had in the journalism department. So there I was, and I did an evaluation, and I reported to the supervisor that, yeah, it looks like they're going to need another tech there. So I was asked to stay there longer, and then not long after that, that other tech decided to take a leave of absence, and then eventually that leave of absence turned into separation. He left Cal Poly, and so I was kind of the go-between for about a year until they had another tech who was way more experienced with broadcasting come in, and then eventually about a year later he was hired, and his name is Thomas, and he's one of the best people that I've ever worked with, and in the journalism department. Eventually, I ended up shifting from the College of Liberal Arts tech side to journalism. So from 2014 on, I was in journalism full time, and I was there as an equipment specialist, mainly checking out equipment for students, but also helping to maintain the computers, and also offering help when needed. And summertime was often our busiest time to be able to do switch over computers and make the computers act like they're brand new by the time students return in the fall. So I was still doing that and still doing KCPR up until about 2015. Again, that's a story for another time. Don't want to get into that. Just quite a bit to say about that, except that at that time I was going to leave the station anyway, because it was I wanted to be able to do other things, and so I have. But from 2015 to 2020, I was in the journalism department full time, and then COVID happened. Yeah, COVID. Yeah, the COVID that did not really need to happen. That, of course, COVID put the kibosh on face-to-face instruction, even up to now. And because I wasn't able to check out equipment to students, because students weren't going to be around, that got vastly reduced, and I ended up getting shifted over to back to the College of Liberal Arts, thanks to an agreement between my current supervisor, which was the chair, and the college supervisor, who was the dean, the associate dean of liberal arts. And so I worked there, and I picked up on an assignment that I had been working on, and was able to finish that assignment today, as much as I can be able to do. But it was satisfactory enough that the project will move on. It's a web accessibility project. I'm not going to get into all that right now. Um, but today is my last day as a Cal Poly employee. And here I am, just trying to process things. I should elaborate that even though today is my last physical day at the university, my official separation date isn't until the end of this month. And that's because I'm burning off vacation time um, all the way through that period. So that's nice to be able to take some time off. This is usually the time I take time off anyway. I take anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks off until the next quarter, except I'm not going to be going back as an employee this time around. I am now retired. I know some of you probably looking at me and thinking, retired? Are you crazy? You don't look like you're retirement age. And frankly, I don't really feel like I'm retirement age. I feel fine. I feel healthy. I can improve on my health in some ways, but I do feel like the energy that I have right now is the energy that I'll be able to use for other things I want to be able to do. And the things I want to be able to do are all music related. My association with KCPR has got me in touch in a number of ways with music, too numerous for me to be able to get into right now, except to say that I've kind of developed a virtual Rolodex over the years. I have contacts all over the world in the field of music. I know really great music producers, DJs, other artists, industry professionals, etc., etc. And now I want to be able to take advantage of that. I want to utilize that. I have been a DJ on and off for over 20 years. I have a DJ collective, a local DJ collective called Soul Dust Productions. We're just past 4 years as a DJ collective. I love the crew. In the time of COVID, we've done a few live streams, and we'll probably do some more in the coming year, but we definitely want to be able to get out and do more live events. So we're excited about that. But I also want to be able to do more DJing. I want to work in being a better DJ. I want to be able to work on music production a bit more, and also performing music. I had a taste of performing music this summer when I was invited to participate in a special event that was put on by a great group of kids. They have it's a music collective, a local music collective called Subsessions, and they had an event where they invited black folks to be able to give their point of view, what's happening with them, and sharing stories about blackness in SLO County. And my contribution was that I have did a electronic performance on doing that event, and it was fun. It was fun, and I wanted to be able to do more of that. I just haven't had time to do that. Now I'm going to be doing more of that, and not just on the iPad. I got plans for that. I got plans to do performance, plans for releasing music, and DJing. Definitely want to be able to do more of that. The other things I plan to do, this YouTube channel is going to have more content now, so it's going to consist of performances at times, but it's going to be mostly talking about music tech, music software, hardware, and having tutorials and talking about my DJ life. It's about my DJ journey, or my DJ music journey as a whole. So that's what the channel is going to be about. Going to be kind of a vlog, but also a place where I can be able to share knowledge with you, and hopefully get people to be inspired to be able to let their creativity shine by exploring that part of their life. What else I plan to do? Yeah, the YouTube channel. Um, I do more things on Instagram, and I got back on Twitter recently, so I'm going to be utilizing that. And I'm utilizing social media because I'm also going to bring back Urban Landscapes, my show of KCPR that I've done for a number of years. But it won't be a KCPR, it's going to be a podcast this time. I'm still getting a lot of new music from around the world, and I'm excited to really share that part with people. I'm also going to be doing a music interview podcast, and it's going to be a mixture of interviewing locals and also people that I know around the world that I'm interested in sharing with you. And I'll let you know when I get those two shows together, because it won't take long to do. I just have to be able to sort of schedule it out and make some time to do it. And now that I'm retired, I'll have plenty of time to do it. So that's one of the perks of retirement, I guess. What else can I tell you? I think that's all I'm going to tell you right now. I've been telling you enough. I've been telling you quite a bit, and I just would like to just give thanks to the universe. First of all, it's not just giving me what I had, but also looking forward to giving me what is coming my way. And I do want to thank the folks over at the Cal Poly College of Liberal Arts Dean's Office for everything, including the nice gift that I've gotten for retirement, and that includes this glass of red wine. Well, it's a bottle of red wine. I just opened it today, and this is my second glass of the red wine today. The first one went with pizza, courtesy of one of my DJs, John, who's going also entrepreneurial, which is what I'm going to be doing too, but I'll talk about that another time. But he has a New York style pizza place. It's not a place, but it is a business. He just started it. It's called Johnny's Pizza Slow. And yeah, I just tried this pizza the other day. It's delicious. So check it out. If you're in the local area on Facebook, Johnny's Pizza is the name. But I have that pizza today with my first glass of wine, and now I'm going to have another glass to go with it. Well, this is my second glass. But anyway, yeah, so thank you, College of Liberal Arts, and thank you, Journalism Department, for having me around, and thank you, KCPR, for all the years that I've been there. You know, it's been great. Shout out to all the KCPR DJs present as well as past. There's a tight-knit family, and I still keep in touch with a number of them, and it's a great place, KCPR. And yeah, all the people in San Luis Obispo that I know, they present as well as past. San Luis Obispo, for the most part, has treated me well. I can't see myself leaving San Luis Obispo anytime soon. In fact, I'm staying in San Luis Obispo. I don't have any plans to go anywhere, but I do have plans to be able to do a lot more now that I have time. Um, in the music realm, in the entrepreneurial realm. I'll get into all that later. Um, and I think the last people that I want to be able to thank, and there are too many to mention right now, um, my family, but my media family. I would see my mom, um, my sister, my brothers, and also my aunt and my uncle-in-law. Um, I've gotten great support from them, and it's good to be able to know that people are looking out, and even my friends here who are looking out for me too. It's been uh, it's been good. It's good to be recognized, and hopefully I recognize them too in some way. I want to recognize you and thank you for watching this video if you've gotten this far. I hopefully it didn't sound like I'm rambling. I'm doing this in one take because I really want to be able to get this up, and I'm not going to bother chopping. Hopefully you were able to put up with it. But I will have new content soon. In fact, I'm going to have one more video at least before the year ends, and I'll keep the topic under wraps right now, except to say that hopefully you're going to enjoy what I have. No performance and nothing like that, but hopefully something will be meaningful for you. And yeah, I hope that every one of you have a happy holiday with your loved ones, even though you may have to do it virtually. Please stay safe. Please do not travel if you don't have to. Please wear those masks. Please wash your hands, sanitize your hands. Just stay safe. This coronavirus is it's busy. It's kind of busy right now. It is not the thing you want to be able to get if you can avoid it. Fortunately, I haven't had it, and I don't plan to. But if you do get it, or if you do have it, I really hope that you heal up fast if you are in that precarious situation. But otherwise, yeah, stay safe. Let's make it so that come this time next year, we'll have pleasantries with loved ones, friends, and have some semblance of normalcy. Because I can tell you right now, even when COVID is over, it will never be normal ever again, ever. I'm convinced of that because of all the things that have happened this year that's really opened up things, and some in good ways and some in terrible ways. But I think generally speaking, this is an opportunity for growth. And I think part of the pandemic that's been happening has a lot of us doing introspection of what we want to be able to have in our lives, what's important to us. And I hope that you take that opportunity, whether if you haven't already, I hope you take that opportunity during the holiday, during the lull time, to check yourself and check yourself to see and feel what's important to you in your life. Because I'm grateful for what I have in my life right now. I'm grateful for the good health that I have and for what's coming. And I have this fear in a way about what's happening, what will happen. But a little fear is healthy to get a sense of adventure. And I plan to have that. So once again, thank you everyone for watching this video, and I hope that you subscribe to the channel, and like I said, stay safe, and I will get back to you soon. Thanks so much, and Cheers to you.